Crohn's disease, that's what I have, Crohn's disease. Oh, I'm so stupid. I just can't believe I'm crying for what the majority of my life I spent kind of ill, sick. I think it's a very, very difficult thing to live with. Just affected every single aspect of my life.
My number one problem is I have ulcerative colitis. I don't take medication for it because all the medications that they prescribed me had steroids, and basically I started getting cataracts in both my eyes.
I tell you what this shows me, how many people the medical intervention is not working. It's just clearly not working.
All of this stuff is clearly not natural and shouldn't be happening to a 26-year-old.
Now, on a daily basis, if you have a look just here, these are some of the medications I take. I'm now carrying 135 kilos, and I cannot carry this weight.
There are so many massive issues to deal with.
I have a very long list of ailments. I can say, honestly, I have not felt well for 25 years. I don't see that changing. I need to try, but at my age, who knows how that's going to go.
I don't know if super juicing is going to work for you. I don't know, but you can't not try. Unfortunately, I can only bring a handful of people for the Big Juice experiment, but for every condition that I'm seeing here on the screen today, I know there are hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people around the world who are suffering the same thing.
I'm very overweight, and I've tried everything I can to lose weight.
Do you reckon there's so many people out there as well?
I need to do this for my health, for my children. The last thing I'm going to try will be weight loss surgery. Please, pick me. I've tried everything.
To be able to be in a position where there's a chance that this experiment could possibly help even one of them, then it's been worthwhile. In fact, you cannot watch any of these videos and not care deeply. Well, they're here. The super juicers have arrived in the middle of nowhere in Portugal, here at Juicy Oasis, where they're going to embark on a journey of having nothing but fresh extracted juice for 28 days as part of my Big Juice experiment.
My name is John Zor. I'm 29 years old, and I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio. I got ulcerative colitis, which is an autoimmune disease. I'm a 29-year-old who should be having the time of my life, should be able to do all sorts of things. And I feel, honestly, like I'm 60 years old. I can't do normal things where I don't want to do them because I feel like if I go out, I'm going to be sick. And it's just not fun.
My name's Estelle. I'm 26. I'm half American and half French, but I live in Paris. When I was 17, I developed asthma. I get really shaky after I take my inhaler. I don't see that as being a definite solution or a cure of any sort. It's just it's gonna help you with the shortness of breath, but in all, it's not gonna help you with the asthma. It's just gonna help you get through the day, not through the whole month or life.
Hi, I'm Betsy Pauley. I will be 52 next week, and I am from the USA, the state of Ohio. I have a long list of problems. Started with lupus about 23 years ago. I don't know what it is to feel good. Like if you were to ask me today, I would tell you that I feel good. But, my good is not your good. Because you can look healthy. I mean, you walk around, you get the job done. I mean, being a mother, you always get the job done.
I'm Roger Gale, I'm 67 years old, and I'm from East Yorkshire. I've got sleep apnea, so I have to wear a breathing machine at night. I have hypoglycemia, and worst of all, I have lupus. I know that there are many, many people in far more unfortunate circumstances than I am, but I've been relatively healthy and active for all of my life without any illness, so it's come as a horrible shock to me, and the worst aspect is that I cannot do all of the things that I plan to do.
My name is Sarah Crosby. I'm 22 and I'm from County Louth, Ireland. I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease when I was 10. It can affect any part of the digestive system, anywhere from the mouth to the back passage. Unfortunately, I have it kind of everywhere. I'm a big believer in the fact that fruits and vegetables can help you, like 100%. So if that didn't happen, and my Crohn's got worse, it would really hit home, I suppose, that, that maybe I will be on medication for the rest of my life.
My name is Lewis, I'm 22 years old and I'm from a place called the Wirral just outside Liverpool. I've got problems with my weight and being able to walk and things like that. I use food as a massive blanket. I use it when I'm happy, I use it when I'm sad, I use it as rewards, I use it as everything. It's so annoying because I don't want to be addicted to food.
I'm Erica, I'm 33 and I'm from Hertfordshire in the UK. My weight is my first problem at my base. So running around after the children, I can't really do that because of my size. We should be able to go out at the weekends at the park. I can't. Told you. It's hard. I want to do it for them. I've got two beautiful kids that need their mum, and I just feel like I'm letting them down.
My name is Andrew Morris. I'm 51. I'm from Bridgend in South Wales. I suffer with a condition called pulmonary sarcoidosis. I've also got asthma to go along with it, paradoxical atrial fibrillation, sleep apnea, and type 2 diabetes. It's weird for people to understand, but I can go to sleep and I'll dream of waking up and just not taking tablets.
I originally planned to have 6 of them, but after seeing all their videos come in, there was no way that I could only pick 6. So there's 8 of them here. They have 22 different diseases between them, and it's going to be really interesting to see what happens to all of those diseases, and to them, mentally and physically, when they're just living on juice for 28 days. So if the medical profession seems unable to effectively treat these guys, why do I think I can help? Well, I have a theory, and it all starts with a fish. Think of a fish living in natural, clean, nutrient-rich water. The chances are it will live a disease-free life. But what would happen to the fish if you pollute the water? If you poured, say, cola into the bowl, or some salty potato chips, or greasy fatty foods like burgers and pizza? What do you think is going to happen? Well, all living creatures have a natural filtration system that can handle a certain amount of just about anything. But if you keep adding more and more junk into the water, the body's going to start to struggle. The poor fish is going to start showing symptoms of disease. It might get a skin condition. It might get asthma. It might become fat or obese. Perhaps it gets a headache or a cough. It might get arthritis and can't move its fin so well. Whatever symptoms it has, these are simply warning lights, telling the body there's something wrong. So what's the best way to treat the fish? Medical intervention might suggest that you give it medicine to treat the headache, or different medicine to stop it coughing, or further medicine to help the fish move its fin, and perhaps even more medicine to treat some of the side effects that the first medicine has created. That might treat the symptoms temporarily, but even the medicines themselves add pollution to the bowl. It seems painfully obvious to any rational thinking person what the solution is. Would you want to give the fish more medicine? Of course you wouldn't. The answer is so simple. If you want to treat the cause of the problem, you need to clean the water. So that's effectively what our super juicers are here to do, to clean the terrain where their cells bathe, to clean the water, in other words. It's that simple.
All chronic degenerative diseases are caused by 2 and only 2 major problems: toxicity and deficiency.
We are living in an overtoxic world, and we're living at a time where we're also consuming foods that are devoid of nutrients. And as that toxicity and deficiency becomes manifest in our body, it results in disease.
We have to detoxify and flood the body with nutrients.
So it makes sense to me that we should address the toxicity and we should replenish the nutrients in our bodies if we're looking to heal ourselves.
Once you understand the cause, you got the answer for the cure.
The thing that got me into juicing was the fact that it just made so much sense. It was, for me, the perfect way to get live nutrition going into my body, because even to this day, I still don't like certain vegetables. I hate broccoli with a passion, I'll be honest. I mean, you got to remember, I was a junk food addict. I had a massive sweet tooth. So to go from that to broccoli, as you can imagine, my taste buds didn't really want to know, and even to this day. I read a book that said that all fruits and vegetables was full of over 85% pure organic liquid fuel. And it's only this fuel, essentially, that fed the body, because insoluble fiber cannot feed the body. and it's rapid nutrition into the cells. And the idea of rapid nutrition going into my cells really appealed to me. And I thought, you know, if I can't eat them, can I drink them? And I'll be honest, the thought of drinking broccoli juice was even worse for my head than the thought of eating it. But you know what? When you extract the juice and you mix it with a little bit of apple, say a little bit of pineapple, a little bit of pear, add some ginger, and you try different combinations, I got so excited. In fact, I do remember even to this day, the first time I even called my mum. I remember calling my mum and said, "Oh, juice up." I said, "Mum, you're never going to guess what, I'm drinking vegetables."
This has got to be good for you. It's fresh fruits and vegetables converted into juice right there on the spot. How can you do better than that? You see how simple this is? These plants contain all the elements of life and growth in them.
I tell you now, if there is a system that can get me to have vegetables going into my body, then I knew this would work for anybody.
I am absolutely ready for the journey. I mean, it's a journey to health. It's a journey to learning more about what nutrition can do for my body.
This opportunity, this whole thing, it's really, like I said, the mark of a new start, of a new life for me.
I'm kind of scared of a whole month. It sounds like a lot, and people have done it. I just feel like I'm not someone who usually has that type of drive.
If you took the medication out of that equation, I could live a normal life. And that's what I'd like. I think that's going to give it to me. So, here we go. Ooh, that's all right, isn't it? Right.
Not as bad as I thought.
I like it.
The orange is disgusting. Could I have some more wheatgrass, please?
Yum. I think it's fantastic.
Wow.
I've been on the juice for nearly 2 days, and surprisingly, I actually feel really good. Actually, I feel really good.
Actually, I feel pretty terrific.
Right, there we go. On the 30th of July 1962 I was born. And I feel now, on the 30th of July 2013, I'm going to be reborn. And it's my rebirth. That's it. Thank you. Alright, let's turn that off.
Craving food today. Craving a lot of food. I want food. Just one quick high. I sound like a heroin addict.
Hang on, if the super juicers are being fed everything they need from the juice itself, then why does Lewis feel like a heroin addict missing his fix? They're not missing food at all. I mean, they're having more genuine nutrition than they've probably had in many years. What they're actually missing is, they're almost missing a drug, in a way. It's like a drug addict coming off of a drug. It's the only way I can describe it. Imagine the big food industry is like a squirrel who's selling nuts to other squirrels. It wants to sell more nuts because, of course, it wants to make more money. Now, normally in the wild, animals won't eat unless they're genuinely hungry. So it can only sell nuts when its customers are hungry, right? Wrong. All it needs to do is cook the nuts and add these 3 highly addictive, magical substances: fat, salt, and sugar. Now something truly incredible happens. These new roasted flavoured nuts have become highly addictive. They create what amounts to a false hunger. Your body is no longer satisfied when you eat them. Your natural hunger cutoff point is gone. Now, the squirrel's customers will keep buying and eating until they end up with an obese squirrel. And the big food industry is doing exactly the same to us. They're manipulating our food so that we eat more and more and more. Big food is responsible for, I think, the biggest addiction faced in Western society today. There's no question of it.
You go into any restaurant or you go into any mainstream supermarket, we're getting poor nutrition and we're getting toxicity.
It's corn and soy and wheat and sugar and salt and chemicals. That's primarily what people are eating.
Add on to that all the preservatives and the additives that are used in food processing, from MSGs to artificial sweeteners like aspartame, for instance. And also, the preservatives are some of the worst that you can get in your body. So we're eating these on a daily basis.
So we're eating a diet that is very sparse on vegetables and very replete with these monoculture foods that have been spun out of factories and dumped into boxes or packages, and they do not contain life. Where is our life?
You don't actually know what you're eating anymore. When you eat one item, it really is composed of 25 different things. Say you're having some sort of fast food hamburger that in the States are made up of 50% corn, and generally it's genetically modified. And then the other 50% comes from upwards of 100 different cows. You have to ask yourself, what am I really eating anymore?
The biggest thing that's wrong with the food that they were eating before they come here is that it wasn't genuinely feeding them. But most people are overfed and undernourished, and so they're constantly hungry because their cells are genuinely starving. You don't often think of somebody being morbidly obese or obese and think that they are starving. But the irony is that's precisely what's happening.
If I carried on the way I was going, eating all the rubbish, and you don't realise how addictive all the white, starchy, refined sugar stuff is. I mean, this week I've not been hungry. I've had the headaches, the withdrawal in the beginning, but I can honestly say I have not been hungry. Whereas if I was to go out to my favourite restaurant, Chinese all-you-can-eat buffet, by the time I'd get home, I'd be hungry because it's not feeding my body what it actually needs. It's feeding it for a little while, and then your body realises that it actually does need the vitamins and the nutrients and everything like that, and it's hungry for them things.
Convenience and a lot of this instant gratification lifestyle has become the norm. And so many companies have come in to try fill that instant gratification need.
There's a lot of money to do research to figure out what's going to trick your taste buds. And then there's a lot of money out there to figure out the best way to sell things. And so what happens is we basically become addicted to fake foods.
They're packaged up in all sorts of different forms and sold to us as being sometimes even healthy and nutritious, and they're anything but that.
So our tongue tastes it and says, oh, it must be good for you, because it tastes a certain way. Well, it's just shaped like something that's good for you, but it's not really good for you. It's actually really bad for you. And you know, food companies, they know this. It's a billion dollar industry. They know how to trick you.
Anything that usually says 100% fat-free is loaded with white refined sugar. If something says sugar-free, chances are it has artificial sweeteners in. All of these contribute to health problems and weight gain.
You want to know why overweight people are insatiably hungry? One of them is artificial sweeteners and artificial flavor enhancers. For example, MSG is a flavor enhancer. Now, MSG in and of itself doesn't really taste good, but what it does is it makes you become addicted to the food, and it makes you want to eat more and more of it. So it's great for food companies because you're gonna eat more, you're gonna want more, they're gonna sell more. It's perfect for them. It's horrible for you.
Everyone wants to talk about food today.
Cheeseburgers, french fries,
All-you-can-eat Chinese buffet,
boiled ham, ice cream,
pasta,
bread and butter.
a big stack of ribs with barbecue sauce.
I just want a ham and cheese toasty. Chips, definitely love chips.
Apple Danish pastries.
Not with like normal cheese, with like soft cheese.
And I do love cheese.
Macaroni salad,
Chocolate,
like ham and the bread.
Mashed potato.
steak.
I don't even want to keep talking about this stuff. It's starting to make me think in my head, like, get back to those thoughts, and like those thoughts are actually starting to leave.
If I said to somebody, look, a banana, for example, is going to cause obesity, ulcerative colitis, Crohn's disease, eczema, psoriasis, high blood pressure, cholesterol, and I said, look, all you need to do is stop eating bananas, the person would just stop eating bananas and they'd find it easy, even if they love them. But if you said to somebody, stop eating white refined sugar, refined fats, or chocolate, or alcohol, or things like coffee, there is an emotional attachment. And addiction to me is if the thought of never doing it again fills you with an abnormal fear, then you're hooked. If it doesn't, then you're not.
I usually have chocolate bars to cover up my problems and my insecurities, and having to deal with everything face on is really, really tough. I feel like this is something I have to do to be able to move on in my life, and if I don't, well, I'm still going to be eating cheeseburgers. I've been eating chocolate, crisps, cola, all that kind of stuff for the past 20 years. I think it's time for me to treat my body with the respect that I should have given it all those years ago.
The cost of our instant gratification life is that we're becoming more overweight, we're becoming more unwell, and we're suffering as a result of these diseases of lifestyle, the diseases of nutrition and the diseases of toxicity.
We're seeing new diseases now, like Lou Gehrig's disease, scleroderma, lupus. We're seeing an escalation of Alzheimer's disease. We're seeing an increase in cancer and diabetes. We're going to see continued escalation of obesity. And right now, we're at a crisis point. And if something doesn't change, all of these diseases are going to continue to escalate.
Who'd have thought, like, fruits and veg would make you feel so good? And so bad as well. I mean, it's not the fruit and veg that's making you feel bad, it's all like the toxins in your body that are just getting flushed out. And boy, they've been getting flushed out.
I just did the cross trainer for, I don't know, like 10 minutes, and I started having a small wheeze in my chest. It wasn't even like the really painful one where I can't even breathe anymore. It's just, I took like 5 puffs of the inhaler before being on the treadmill. I jogged for a total of 5 minutes, which, so stupid as it may seem, like, has never happened. It's crazy that today's day 5 and that would be an effect.
When I arrived here, I realized that the few medications that I was going to bring with me were missing from my bag. I did get in touch with my doctor, and she was even a little nervous, but she said since I'm coming to a place like this, that I probably don't need to worry about it too much. That maybe this happened for a reason, because I have been trying to get off my meds. Yeah, I think this is perfect for me, the answer to my prayers. And my mother's. When I told her I was coming, she actually said, oh, it's a miracle, you're going to come back healed. So, I hope that it actually is what happened. For her sake, if not for mine.
This is my CPAP machine, which is continual positive air pressure. I have to sleep with it. It's my significant other, and for the sake of her sanity, my wife sleeps elsewhere.
Right, this is my CPAP. Now what it does, it's like I'm taking a breath and it forces the air and the oxygen at the moment into me so I can't help but breathe. I'm gonna hit the hay.
I've only been on juice for nearly 5 days now, and to be honest, I've really been struggling the last few days. My ulcerative colitis has been flaring up big time, and it's been causing me a lot of stomach pains, cramping, and diarrhea. I'm going to the bathroom, about 10 times a day, and it's just very painful.
It feels like this is getting worse before it gets better. I mean, for me, a sign that I'm getting better will be more normal bowel movements and less pain in my stomach. I've been untreated for this ulcerative colitis for over 6 years. Because the treatments they offer me start making me go blind. And I'll normally just cry or whatever, but it's just been very emotional.
I don't want to go home, but if I was offered, like, do you want to go home? I would probably go home.
First of all, I thought, I wonder if you can get any juice from the apple. It's called apple juice. It's ridiculous and stupid. Right? But we're so far removed from doing it ourselves. We're so used to buying everything. In a carton, we're so used to apple juice looking like you've had a pee. But we don't understand. You've got your 2 apple juices there. I like to do a visual because you can see the difference. So what's happened here is that this is still alive. See the rich creamy head? What do I think of Andy's suitcase full of drugs? That sentence alone says it all. He's got 2 suitcases in his room, one full of clothes, the other one full entirely of medical drugs.
There we have my tablets. I mean, I'm here for 4 weeks now, and I've had to bring a suitcase because of the amount I'm taking. The thing is, I've got to take these 3 or 4 times a day, and I'm hoping this journey is going to halve that or even get rid of most of it. And I can't wait for that, because I'm fed up of getting up in the morning, taking my tablets, and then walking around rattling. You get so caught up in your drugs that you watch the clock when you have to take them. And to me, that is no life.
Because there needs to be another answer than an entire suitcase full of drugs. Because when you look at the guy, they're not making him well, are they?
I also take steroids. Now, steroids come with a hunger factor. It's quite scary how fast your weight can increase when you start taking steroids. I've been taking them for 13 years, and I would not, really not, like to see my insides, because the outside's bad enough. And if I can get rid of the steroids, again, it would be a dream, it really would.
It's hard to imagine now, but I was covered from head to foot. I mean, literally covered from head to foot in an awful skin condition called psoriasis, autoimmune disease where the skin repairs itself roughly 4 times faster than it should and produces these scales on the outside of the body. I had severe eczema, I had severe hay fever, I mean, to the point where I couldn't leave my house. It wasn't just, small amounts of hay fever, itchy eyes. I mean, it was like the worst flu you've ever had. I mean, every single summer for long periods of time. The thing that affected my life a great deal was my severe asthma. I mean, I had really, really bad asthma. For my asthma, I was given the usual, the blue Ventolin inhaler, the brown one, which was the steroid-based one at the time, and I even got some steroid tablets. Not once did anybody even look at what could possibly be causing the problem. They just wanted to treat the symptoms.
With our chronic diseases, we manage them. We don't cure them, and we don't seem to want to cure them. All we do is manage. We lower cholesterol, we try to lower blood sugar, we relieve pain in arthritis, and we give certain medications for pulmonary disease, but basically there's no attention given to trying to cure these.
This is the injection I take. It's an immunosuppressant, although it takes away the inflammation of my Crohn's. A side effect is that I'm open to every cold and virus and pretty much anything I come in contact with, which was why I was hospitalised 3 times this year. I got a virus in my heart and my heart rate dropped quite low. So the doctors didn't really know what was happening. They thought maybe I was either really fit. They said Muhammad Ali has a resting heart rate of 32 beats per minute. I was like, I don't think that's me. I think there might be something wrong. So yeah, this is what at the moment I'm just injecting myself with every 2 weeks. I'd love to go back to only having to take it maybe once a month. Ideally nothing altogether. It'd be great to be free of medication, but I'm just expecting. I'd love to be able to just delay having to take it. So
medicine, we know, doesn't fix anything. It doesn't correct anything, and a medicine is a toxin, and it usually interferes with something naturally that's supposed to take place in your body.
Not one single person will be cured of heart disease, pulmonary disease, stroke, arthritis, obesity, and of course diabetes with our current medical approach. In spite of all the technology, all the medications, all the research and money we throw at these problems, we are not conquering chronic disease.
Well, I think the pharmaceutical industry it's been like disempowering. They're giving people a very simple solution. You don't exercise, you're getting overweight, you're getting stressed, your blood pressure's up. Here's a pill, take the pill, that's it. You don't need to worry about anything else. Just the mere fact that they think that this is protecting them, stop them from looking at the things that might be causing them to be ill in the first place.
If you are worried about high cholesterol or heart disease, then ask your doctor about Lipitor. Lipitor is a prescription medicine that is proved to reduce the risk of heart attack and stroke. Lipitor is not for everyone and should not be taken by people with liver problems. Your doctor can provide a simple blood test to check your liver.
If you're in the US and you put on the television, you'll see that there is a plethora of drug commercials on TV. These drug commercials are targeted at helping alleviate people's problems, and we have a lot of problems.
Some people can experience allergic reactions to Lipitor, some of which can be life-threatening. Tell your doctor straight away if you have an allergic reaction that causes swelling of the face, lips, tongue, or throat, or affects your breathing. The most common side effects include nausea, nosebleeds, headaches, memory loss, insomnia, nightmares, and an increased risk of diabetes.
You know, if you used anything else and tried to sell anything under the sun that has side effects of liver damage, of kidney damage, of new diseases, of even cancer and death, you wouldn't be able to sell that. But they advertise this stuff all along and the public buys those things. All they are looking for is relief of their symptoms.
We want a quick fix for our modern problems, and the pharmaceutical industry has promised us those quick fixes, but they're not really communicating the costs of those quick fixes.
They're drugging them and drugging them and drugging them, and the drugs have side effects.
I have to put my reading glasses on because the writing is very small. Wow. This is incredible. Right out of the chute. Endometrial cancer, cardiovascular disorders, breast cancer, and probable dementia. Wow.
Memory loss, again. I presented with it. That causes it. This causes it.
Worsening, trouble breathing, coughing, and wheezing.
Dry mouth, nausea, stomach pain.
Lowered resistance to infections.
Confusion, shortness of breath.
And for that side effect.
Feeling sick, weight gain, stomach ulcers.
Feeling or being sick.
Chest pain, coughing up mucus and blood.
Feeling, seeing, or hearing things which do not exist.
Blindness.
Fever, headache. Bronchitis, bruising, difficulty speaking.
Shock.
Increased pressure in the skull, causing painful eyes, changes in vision.
Shakiness, nervousness.
Rashes.
Loss of bladder control, hair loss, and unusual thoughts.
Symptoms of TB may happen.
Headaches.
Pneumonia.
Cataracts.
Retinal vascular thrombosis.
Irregular heartbeat.
Feeling depressed, including thinking about suicide.
Psychosis, anorexia, osteoporosis.
Ringing in the ears.
Exacerbation of other conditions.
Loss of consciousness.
Feeling dependent or addicted to this product.
Death. Death. If these occur, please inform your doctor. Right. So, if I die, I will tell my doctor. Death is a side effect. Ha ha.
Now, I want to make it fundamentally clear that I am not saying there isn't a place for medical intervention, because clearly there is. I am not anti-medicine. For example, if you're in a car crash and your leg is broken, then clearly a few dream catchers, an aura cleanse, or even juice poured all over your leg are not the first things you're going to need. What you're probably going to need is to go to hospital, get some proper medical attention. And then after that, you might want some juice or other therapies to support the healing process. But the point is that you need to achieve the right balance.
If I have a chronic disease of lifestyle caused by how I eat, how I live, how I react to stress and the toxins in my environment, I need to do something about it that's different than going to the mainstream medical profession. I need to address those causes, and the best way to address those causes is through diet and lifestyle.
Lifestyle is the number one thing you should be trying to change with people. But give people a pill, give people an easy solution. These are not solutions to health. These are not ways of living longer, happier lives.
They sell convenience. My father said convenience is all very nice in the kitchen, but the effect of convenience is disease.
Everyone is ill. Their children are ill, they're ill, or their family's ill. So it's touched every person's lives. And people are saying, yes, time out, we have an emergency, we need to examine our lifestyle and what we're doing to ourselves.
And also, we have no idea what happens when you add all this medication together, and the interactions and difficulties that these cause. In some cases, I've just taken people off all their medication and they virtually got off the bed and walked out. The improvement has been dramatic.
For the long-term management of illness, you want to try to wean people off their medicines and start fixing the patient.
I think the turning point for me that made me move away from the medical profession and their drugs was I'd been offered treatment after treatment after treatment. Nothing was getting better at all. And I think the real crunch for me came when the doctor suggested, dermatologist said, for your psoriasis, he said, what I'd like to do is put some coal tar treatment on you. And I said, coal tar, that sounds like the stuff you make a road with, like that hot coal tar. He said, that is what it is. I said, you want to put that on my skin? They said, yeah, we're going to put it on your skin, put you in hospital for 6 weeks and cover you in bandages. It was at that point I thought, you know, there's got to be another way.
Obviously, doctors and medicine are needed, and they do contribute a lot to health and, you know, to everything. I'm not trying to put doctors down or anything, but I suppose one thing I've learned about myself is that, you know, I can take initiative and I don't have to take the doctor's word as the final word, particularly if I feel like another route would be more appropriate.
Until now, I've never ever read the sheets. They're there for communications and people can read about things. But they're horror sheets. Now reading them, and reading them is possible side effects, as it can happen on an everyday basis. That's outrageous. No, I'm seriously considering what I take as tablets now.
A little bit tired, a bit groggy. Yesterday my stomach was acting up just a little bit, but today I feel right on form. I really do.
I love being out here in the lake. It's so beautiful and peaceful. Hardly anybody takes advantage of it. And when you're hurting, I think it's the best thing that you can possibly do for yourself. It's nice to get some alone time.
Cheers.
Still am fighting a roller coaster battle. I feel like I should be further along than I am. The second half of the day, I had a really bad flare-up with my colitis. So it's just been really tough for me.
Okay, so John's colitis is not clearing up as rapidly as I first anticipated. So as part of the Big Juice experiment, I'm just going to add in an extra juice to see if it makes any difference. And it's based on a study that I've seen about cabbage juice, of all things, and ulcerative colitis. Now, John remains very skeptical about whether this is going to work. He also doesn't want to drink it because cabbage juice is not the nicest tasting juice in the world, but we are going to mix it with a little bit of apple. I am blindly optimistic, and again, it can't do any harm, but it'd be interesting to see if this works.
It looks like a beer that has too much foam on the top. It's like not even going away. I guess there's nothing to do except for try it, right? Wait, I think I might have to actually do this with a straw because there's so much foam in here. Can I take this foam out or no? It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be, but it's really not as bad as I thought it was going to be. There you go. That's what I did. These are like red cabbage in salads, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. It's wonderful. Terrific.
journey's all about surprises, and another one is I never thought I'd ever drink a cabbage, and it really tasted nothing like a cabbage.
I got so enthusiastic about juice. I mean, I saw everything start clearing up. My skin started to improve. My asthma vanished within a month. I mean, that was just me personally, but within 1 month after suffering with it for years and years and years, ever since the age of 8, in fact. My hay fever cleared up, my eczema cleared up, my weight just went down at a rate of knots that I didn't think was humanly possible. I got really evangelical about the whole thing, as you would do. I set out on a mission to juice the world. And, I wrote a book on it, and I set it out there. I was giving it to everybody I knew. I said, look, you've got to try juicing. Everybody was looking at me like I had 10 heads. Nobody really heard about juicing at the time. I started to get letters and emails from all over the world. One person would say, do you know what? I did that juicing thing that you said. I did it for 7 days, and, my skin started to get better. Or my fibromyalgia started to improve. And there appeared to be every single common ailment, condition, or disease that was being mentioned, that it was improving in some way or going into remission fully, whichever way you want to describe it. And then I thought, these people aren't having one particular juice for one condition. They're not doing that. Maybe there aren't thousands of different diseases. There is only one true disease, and therefore only one true solution.
The mechanism behind all of our chronic diseases is inflammation. Toxins do cause injury. Injury causes inflammation. We know this. This is not speculation. And it's not even my opinion. It's biology. So inflammation is the mechanism of all of these chronic diseases. Then the question we should ask is, what causes inflammation? If we take a look at what we've done differently, it turns out to be the things we eat. Our diet has definitely changed, and in my opinion, that dietary change is the cause of most of these chronic diseases. As we're consuming these modern foods, we're accumulating toxins within the body. As we accumulate toxins within the body, we're becoming prone to illness. And that illness depends on our genetic predisposition. It depends on our genetic heritage. It depends on where our genetic weakness is in the body.
Many diseases are just manifestations from the same thing. There's just an imbalance from eating man-made foods, from toxins, and from being overstressed. And it just manifests in many, many different ways. And the solution always is about improving the nutrient quality of your food, detoxifying, improving your digestion, and addressing stress and emotional issues.
And a lot of people believe that health comes as a result of going to a doctor. Health comes as a result of surgery. Health comes as a result of pharmaceutical medications. But health doesn't really come from those ways. Health comes from addressing our body on a biochemical level and really understanding that what it needs to thrive and what it needs to prevent and reverse illness is really good nutrition and detoxification.
It just stands to reason and common sense that if the vast majority of those diseases are caused by diet and lifestyle, then the simple answer surely is to change the diet and lifestyle, and then they'll just get better.
We should be juicing because, number one, so many people have impaired digestive tracts, and digestion is impaired because of the diet we've been on. Along come your beautiful juices. They go right into your intestinal tract, and those nutrients get absorbed into your system. They're going right to work within about 20 or 30 minutes. They're feeding your body, rejuvenating, giving you energy, giving your body life. This is why you should juice.
When I look at the vegetables that I'm going to juice, I would never just sit down and eat them. And I don't think people would really sit down and eat 5 stalks of celery, a whole cucumber, and so forth. But when you juice it, it makes it efficient to get these nutrients into your body.
It's the most important thing you'll ever have happen to your body as far as nutrients coming to your 100 trillion cells, Because juicing is an immediate absorption of food values.
Juicing is one of the main things that removes the toxicity from the body, especially when you have excess weight on. It removes it through the fat, and so it eliminates it really quick, and that's why you generally feel better faster as well when going on some sort of a cleanse.
I was walking with one under my shorts, and I couldn't change them because we had a meeting downstairs. And I come back now, I find that I can just slip in and out of these shorts without doing the buttons. It's like I should imagine put on a dress. Not that I've ever done that, but even though I know I'm gonna have to buy more clothes, it's a lovely feeling. It's really brilliant. I know I'm doing well now. It's brilliant. Yeah. I've got space.
It's going to make you feel like a new person. You're going to notice all sorts of improvements you haven't noticed for maybe a long, long time.
Juices are very alkaline, so they help you detoxify your body, which is essential for weight loss. They help you reduce inflammation, and it's the best way to get energy and vitality.
Since I've been out here, I haven't had any symptoms, which is incredible. I'm just kind of blown away by that. I actually arrived with medication the doctor gave me just in case my symptoms flare up. I used to be on it once a month, and because my dependency has increased so much on it, the few days leading up to the injection I'd get quite ill, very sick and stuff, so I know that it's time to take the injection again. Yeah, but since I've come out here, I haven't needed the injection, so I'm about, tomorrow will be a week over when I was due it, and still no symptoms, so yeah, it's going well.
I don't know what's going to happen. It's going to happen even after this film goes out. I know what's going to happen. Where are they going to get their protein? Where are they going to get their calcium? First of all, let's look at this logically. You get somebody like Andy, for example, right, who is suffering so many different diseases going on within inside his body. He is morbidly obese. And then somebody would say, where are you going to get your calcium? As if this was an issue for him at any given time of his life. He shouldn't worry about that or the protein. The avocados that we're having, all the spinach juice that we're having, we have enough amino acids going into their body every single day. We have enough calcium going into their body every single day. The irony is, when somebody starts doing this, people panic that they're going to be nutrient deficient.
If I wasn't here and I hadn't been on juice, I couldn't do what I've just done. It's like as if I come through the doors and Andrew Morris's spirit came through and my body was left outside. If juice diets are dangerous, what I'd like them to do is, for a week, I'll take the juice diet and they can take my tablets and then they can tell me what they think after that. That's all I've got to say on that matter, Ray.
There's only one place, logically, that any of us should be looking for our long-term health. It's the same place that wild animals look for their long-term health and their nutrition. It's nature. We are the only creatures in the world that cook our food. I know you don't really think about that, but you don't see a gorilla with a barbecue. There's a strange visual there.
If you were on an island, you would find fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, and animal protein. Our bodies understand that. You can eat all those that you want and you will be enormously healthy. Once you start mixing the other things in, it causes such hormonal and chemical chaos in your body that your body just doesn't know what to do with it.
What we've done with our modern food environment is we've gotten away from real food. Everything is processed. I mean, we don't eat an apple anymore, we eat applesauce. And it's loaded up with sugars and preservatives and other sorts of things that are potentially toxic. I think juicing is the perfect antithesis to the failures of the modern diet and the modern food system. I think it is the exact opposite of a Happy Meal. It is the exact opposite of some Twinkie bar or some fast food junk that we're eating.
We've heard you are what you eat, right? And it's so true. We eat things that are dehydrated, that are void of nutrients, then we start to look and feel dehydrated, sickly, void of nutrients. We eat things like fresh green juice that are, a plethora of nutrients and vitamins and real delicious green juice that goes and floods and hydrates the body. Then you start to look younger. You start to look fresher. You start to feel more energetic and more passionate and have more purpose in life because you're actually feeling better.
I've been on only juice for 16 days and I feel over the moon. Over the moon is quite an appropriate feeling because I do feel like I could jump over the moon. In the time that I have been sick, I have never ever felt this way. Liberating. That's what it is. Liberating.
Doing juicing is brilliant. It's given me so much energy. It's actually made me think about what I'm going to eat when I finish juicing. So I think because you're not thinking, you're thinking about food all the time, but because you've been so long without the bad food, all you start craving is the good food, which is really, really good.
There are some people that will argue and say, when they start to eat normally again, they're going to gain all the weight back and they might get sick again. Well, that depends on what their idea of normal is. We need to remember that their normal diet made them overweight, made them incredibly sick to begin with. So we've got this 28 days that hopefully is going to see massive improvements. And then when they leave, if they go back to their old normal diet, well, of course they're going to return to normal. In fact, even worse, because they were going in an awful direction.
When we have talks about lifestyle changes and what we're going to eat, we're all sitting around the table and we're actually talking about very healthy foods, salads, beans and legumes and rice and avocados and just wonderful, wonderful things. So, most people would think you're here unable to eat food. You're going to be craving chocolate, you're going to be craving all the chips and all those awful things. And now you, and I think it's because your body's getting the nutrients, it's craving nutritious food, not the junk food. You're not in that vicious cycle. So yeah, we're all talking about amazing food changes and swapping recipes for just really good, healthy, whole foods.
Juicing really does work when you can incorporate it into a healthy lifestyle. When they start to eat quote-unquote normally again, what should they look for on the label? The label. If you find any food with a label on, then maybe that's the problem. We're looking for no-label food. If you think about fruits, vegetables, grains, nuts, seeds, in the wild, there's no-label food. It just seems the more we mess with our food, the more unnatural it becomes and the more harmful it becomes to us.
If we got back to eating real food, real things that were made or grown on the land instead of produced in a factory, we would have a better chance to avoid these toxins and a better chance to avoid the consequences of inflammation.
If I were going around a supermarket and I was looking for problems, the first thing is any type of artificial colors, artificial flavor enhancers, any type of artificial sweeteners, and they all have these numbers now. But basically any number, if there's a number in there, that's going to be a problem. If it's in a package in the middle of the store and could last there for months and you wouldn't know the difference, it's definitely something you want to avoid.
But what we should be consuming is low human intervention foods. I'm not advocating veganism, vegetarianism, or any other kind of ism. Live and let live. Everybody has their own lives, different parts of the world, and that's how it should be. But if you are going to eat meat, if you are going to eat fish, if you are going to eat a big salad, if you are going to have an avocado, if you are going to, whatever you're going to eat, you've got to ask yourself this simple question. Is it low human intervention food? In other words, how many humans have interfered with this piece of food before it came to me?
So I've actually felt really, really good these last couple of days. Everything seems like it's finally starting to work itself out. I've actually had 4 normal bowel movements in the last 3 days, which for me is incredible. It just seems like everything is sorting itself out and I feel a lot better. People are even mentioning it to me, like the way that you're sitting and the way that you're acting, you just look better overall, and I feel better. I feel happy, and I just feel like everything is starting to work out, and I think that this colitis can ultimately go into remission, or what I would like to say cure. And like I said, I'm just really happy, and nothing is going to change that at this point.
I honestly believe that freshly extracted juice has the potential to help tens of thousands, if not millions of people all around the world. I mean, we've only got to look at certain studies. There was one in the British Medical Journal, no less, that illustrated that anybody over the age of 50, just by consuming 1 apple a day, it could save 8,500 lives a year. Now, put this into perspective, that's just 1 apple a day. We're talking about the freshly extracted juice from all the other wide, different colour fruits and vegetables and the variety that nature has to offer. So if 1 apple can do that, the mind kind of boggles when you think of the potential that juicing has on health and disease around the world.
3, 2, 1, go. Go for it. Roger. Oh my word, he's flying.
Before we climbed up the stairs, I took 1 puff before, kind of to prevent have to use it. That's what I do when I run now. I just have it a bit before.
This week 3, definitely more intense. I think I did pretty good. I'm impressed with what I've done. Definitely shaking like a leaf. Those steps were brutal, but I think I did really well. So I'm encouraged.
It's awesome. Come on, bro. Oh, it's so cold. It's a fish. I feel weird because I'm in a lake and I've never been in a lake until today, so I just feel brilliant. That's my English for you. It's scary though, just like the old fish everywhere and all that kind of stuff. You going across? Oh.
Are you playing a crop? If I don't get killed by a speedboat in the meantime. I want to do it again.
I just picked an organic orange off a tree and juiced it, and this is the result. From one orange, I've drunk half of it already. It's absolutely delicious. It tastes nothing like orange juice that you buy in a carton, that's for sure.
I've had loads of highs and lows, but mostly highs, and they seem to like outweigh the lows, so kind of I just feel so much better.
And how do I see the future? Inhaler free, maybe. And organic, definitely.
Everything's been a complete change around home. No way going back to the way that I was. No way, just not going to happen. Everyone's going to be healthy when I get home. We're going to go out for walks. We're going to do things together as a family rather than a partner and the kids doing something. Then I'd wait at home for them to come back. I'm actually going to go out, do it, and just enjoy my life. I actually feel really good. To start off with, I was really out of breath and like couldn't catch my breath, and then as I just carried on through, I feel really good, surprisingly.
Well, actually, I'm kind of impressed with my progress. I mean, I walk and I do the treadmill a little bit at home, but I never would have been able to do this.
I'm feeling great, and despite a few uphill stretches, I'm not too out of breath.
Yeah, we're gonna enjoy this walk. Take it easy. She's my buddy.
No pressure to like walk fast or be in front
exactly.
or anything.
It just kind of like sunk in today as well that like we're going home pretty soon. So you just want to kind of enjoy the moment.
I couldn't walk 50 yards. I just done 10Ks. How weird is that? A few weeks before I came out here, I was laid off from work because I couldn't walk very far. I stepped out of it, and it really feels brilliant. I said I'd be ready. I said I'd be tired at the end of it tonight. So here I am, very tired, or exhausted even. I'd love to do it again though.
You know, it seems really odd that we have reached the stage in 21st century medicine and we are still at the point that we call alternative medicine anything other than medical drugs. I mean, nobody even questions that. Surely the number one doctor is to first of all do no harm. So surely we should try plant-based medicine first, and then if that doesn't work, we should seek an alternative to what is obvious, and the alternative should be medical drugs. It shouldn't be the other way around.
I think when it comes to looking after your health, you have the power to do it. You're the one that knows your body better than anybody else.
I think when we're really, really healthy, life becomes about nourishing yourself on a mental level, nourishing yourself on an emotional level, nourishing your body.
If you nourish all your defenses, and you nourish all your systems, and you nourish your immune system, and you nourish your brain cells, and the body is detoxed, how can you feel but better?
When you look at the fact that the food that you eat really creates the life that you live, everything starts to change.
Juice every day. This has got to be a way of life, because that's when you're going to notice your life changes.
This is the bottom line to health. Start doing it on a daily basis. You'll never regret it. It's the ultimate way to feed your 100 trillion internal cells. The ultimate way. There's nothing else that duplicates it.
You will never know how good you can feel until you give juicing a try.
One of the main reasons, of course, I did this documentary was because of my mother's situation. But I'm not saying for one second that this is some kind of cure for cancer, nor am I saying actually that it's a cure for anything. But what I am saying is that I strongly believe that the way that we are currently treating lifestyle diseases is flawed on so many levels. In fact, it's completely wrong. I just feel if you just do two very simple, straightforward things, you simply remove the toxicity coming in, the rubbish, and replace the deficiencies, and the body just heals itself.
That's right, it's day 28 at the Juicy Oasis camp. I'm your host, Louis Bray.
Day 28.
Wow. It's day 28.
I've been only on juice for 28 days now, and finally I'm there, 28 days. Day 28. Ridiculous. I feel on top of the world. And I feel great.
I feel fantastic.
I still feel fantastic. Able to do far more than I ever could before. I'm really pleased with myself. The results from this experiment has absolutely astounded me, and I'm going to be a juicer for life.
It's just 4 weeks out of my life has changed the rest of my life. That's all I can say. And I'm not being paid to say it.
I see now things that I've always wanted to do. I actually feel like I can do them.
I've missed the kids like mad, but they're getting a happier, healthier mum in 4 weeks. That's crazy. This month has literally been life-changing.
And when I go home, I really don't know what I'm going to eat.
I've been only on juice for 28 days, and I regret 28 days, a month, 4 weeks. I've had nothing to eat. I haven't, let me get this word right, masqueraded, anyway, I don't put anything further on that word. I'm excited. I'm excited for the future. This month has given me a future. What I had to look forward to is ever decreasing health. That would be it. Rosary's Garden.
The weight, I was really surprised with. 17 kilos, which is 38 pounds. This was my last opportunity. It was either going to be a gastric bypass or a gastric band. This was what I needed to finally go home and sort myself out for the last time. This has been one of the best experiences of my life. I didn't think I would get as much out of it as what I have, but it's just been amazing, and I'm so lucky. I've got the tools and the knowledge from being here for the 28 days to go home, and I know that I can do this at home.
I've had high cholesterol for probably 15 years. It's almost half of what it was a month ago. That was one of my big concerns, and the blood sugar was one of my big concerns, and that's all within normal range. And my blood pressure is normal range, and of course the weight is an awesome plus. I lost 20 pounds. But I came with lower back pain, kidney pain, hip pain that I've had for a very long time, shoulder pain, neck pain. Most of my pain's been for well over a decade. A lot of it went away the first week, and the rest, it's all gone. I'm looking forward to getting home and having everybody see, even if I don't say anything, they're going to see the difference in me. It would be impossible to hide it.
I have dropped 33 pounds, which is really good. My overall health and how I feel has just become much better. I don't crave foods to make me feel better. I don't crave chocolate. So excited actually to hopefully inspire someone who's sat on the couch eating a packet of crisps wishing they weren't, and I hope they feel that, well, if he can do it, I can do it.
My conditions have changed dramatically. My ulcerative colitis, I would like to say I'm going to cure myself of it. But it was a really long journey there. It took me like 20 days to actually even start feeling better. But now I actually see the light, and I truly believe that for me, specifically the cabbage juice, it really has made a world of difference. You know, I guess the message is, if you really want to be better, take control of your health, do whatever it takes, and even if you want to give up, don't give up. Drink your juice and, you'll be fine. And I think if you do that, then you'll be able to take your health back and take your life back.
Over the 28 days, I lost almost 8 kilos. My cholesterol went down from 6.7 to 5.9. That's good. My allergies have improved. And for the asthma part, when I started, I was running 4 minutes painfully. And now I run like about 30 minutes. I've increased my speed also quite a bit. And I walked 20K. So they were great. The results are really good. I'm just more energized and motivated.
My cramps and the inflammation in my stomach has gone down. I haven't needed the injection at all since I've been here. In terms of, the amount of medication, I've gone from being on all this medication and for the doctors being backed up against the wall to not being on any medication at all. So I'm not as dependent on medication as I originally thought, or even the doctors thought. I definitely feel better for this experience. This has just been life-changing. 100%.
I've been able to come off all my medication because of some of the meds. I was hypoglycemic. I have no hypoglycemia at all now. I have no shakes, no fainting fits, nothing. And it's life-changing for me. It's wonderful. You can only do yourself a favour if you try this. It's the best food you can put into yourself and the fastest way you can get healthy, without a question. I'm taking away a fantastic experience and a great deal of knowledge, and what I believe is the ability to maintain my long-term health. And whilst I may still be 67, I certainly don't feel it.
My results, I was well happy. First of all, this morning, I jumped on the weighing scale and I found that I lost 38 pounds, which, I'm really chuffed about. I arrived as a diabetic. I'm leaving with no sign of diabetes. The CPAP machine for sleep apnea, that now is a doorweight because it's no good to me at all. If I didn't change, then I really wouldn't have lasted much longer. I would have probably had another year, 2 years in me, but that would have been it. I would have been dead and it would have been too late to juice. It's 4 weeks. That's a juice. That really is a juice.
The results have been phenomenal. Yeah, it's the end of the 28-day experiment for sure, but I really hope this isn't the end for them. I hope this is the beginning of lifelong change. And more importantly, I hope that they pick up the tools that they've learned while they've been here and they really take charge of their own health and understand that their health from this point on really is in their own hands.
To notice the big improvement in such a small amount of time, I just want to get home and carry it on. I feel amazing.
200% better. I feel great. I feel energized.
Now I feel like I'm on a course to get progressively better, and all of these amazing results really give me the momentum to do that.
I truly feel like I'm 100% right now, which I have not felt 100% in probably 25 years. And it's pretty incredible.
I'm looking forward to trying to maintain like a healthy lifestyle when I get back and just keep healthy basically.
I feel like my attitude towards medication has changed. I know that I can go a month without my medication and it's kind of the start of something beautiful, I think, so I'm kind of delighted.
My overall health has just improved beyond all recognition. Health and happiness? Those are the two main symptoms I'm suffering from, and that's terrific for me.
And now my journey has really saved my life. It's there's no ifs, ands or buts. It's fact. It really has. Hand on heart, changed my life.
This is absolutely fantastic. Here, I'm on the start line of the biggest half marathon in the world. In June, I couldn't walk 300 yards, and I'm now about to do 13 miles.
the library that I have of information that I have been reading for 10 years. Trying to get better. Every book that I bought and every little thing that I went for, I thought, okay, this is going to be it. And this actually is it. I got you!
The doctor was kind of concerned that I wasn't on medication, and he said that I will never be able to cure my Crohn's disease with food. He just kind of said that point blank. And then he followed up all that by saying, by the way, your results are, there's no evidence of Crohn's disease in your gut.
I'm not having any of the pain or problems. The cabbage juice has really been a miracle for me.
Well, now there's a funny old story. Once we had the interviews at the end of the 4 weeks, Jason said, what was I going to do? And I couldn't think of anything else but staying, really. Now we'd started, I'd really like to see it through. Yeah, well, as you know, I had 2 suitcases coming out. One was full of tablets, the other one was my clothes. Now, as I said previously, I was taking 40 tablets a day. But when I actually counted them up, it was actually 52 tablets a day I was taking. Now, Jason did want me to go home with just 1 suitcase, and that was my clothes, obviously. But unfortunately, I still do have to take 2 suitcases. One is my clothes, and the second one I actually have here, and that's my tablets. So, yeah, I got 2 tablets a day now I'm on, so I've lost 50 tablets somewhere, and I'm feeling absolutely fantastic. So, yeah, here we go.
Hi, I'm Dominique, and I've been super juiced. I've been juicing for 3 months, and I've already lost 32 pounds. I'm so thankful and blessed to be a part of this program, and I would just encourage everyone to go out and get a juicer and get some fresh fruits and vegetables and get to juicing.
Juicing brings you so much energy. You know, not being able to run a bath to being able to run a marathon. My life is so different. I've gone from someone who was getting old before their time to someone that feels so young again and so excited about, you know, what's coming in the rest of my life.
Hi, my name's Julie Duggan, and I've been super juiced. I'm 49 years of age, and I feel better than I did in my 30s. So I lost 20 kilos. I'm now running half marathons. Do yourselves a favour and be super juiced.
My name is Carrie Kennedy, and I have been super juiced. I've been juicing for over 2 years, and I have lost about 80 pounds. I no longer have diabetes, no medication, normal blood sugar, and I feel amazing. Well, it's completely changed my life. That's me and the jeans that I used to live in, slightly bigger than I am now, and I just love it, and I'm officially a juice junkie.
Hey everyone, my name is Lisa Ambrose and I'm from Detroit, Michigan. I've been super juiced and I wanted to go ahead and share my results. At the start of the program, I weighed 161 pounds, and as you can see here, now today I weigh 136 pounds. That is a 25-pound weight loss, my friends. Even better, my chronic childhood asthma that has plagued me my entire adult life has completely vanished. These things here that I used to call my lifeline and puff on them like 3 or 4 times a day, I no longer need them. So long, meds, and hello, juice. So enough about me, let us turn up the beat to the new juice revolution that's taking over. Jump on board and I promise you, you will not regret it. Grab that juicer and juice on. Cheers!
Juicing's had a massive impact on my life. It's helped me with more energy. I can think clearer, I can see clearer. My so-called ADHD isn't as bad. I ran a marathon last year, running it again this year. So that's what we're talking about. The power of juice, a little education, a little physical activity, and it can take you on a journey. You know where it's going to take you.
Juicing has ultimately changed my life. 5 years ago, I was diagnosed with an aggressive form of breast cancer. So I turned to juicing. It has helped build my immune system, and overall I feel absolutely healthier than I've ever felt in my life.
My name's Hannah, and I've been super juiced. I suffer from something called painful bladder syndrome. After a year of being on medication, having an operation, and constant to and fro from doctors and hospitals, I wanted to try a different route. I am no longer on my medication. I feel so much healthier in myself, and the symptoms have pretty much stopped. It's completely changed my life, and I would recommend everybody to give it a go.
Hi Jason, I'm Stephanie. I have been super juiced. I have lost more than 120 pounds, but more than that, more importantly for me, is that I have cured myself from an incurable disease, from polycystic ovaries. It's all thanks to you, so thank you so much.
My name's Katrina, I'm from Glasgow, and I've been super juiced. My acne cleared up, my energy levels were amazing, I was playing tennis every day, my back problem felt better.
That's 22 stone. And it's not that long ago, it's only 14 weeks ago. I started off with a shirt size of 5XL and a waist size of 52. Now, 14 weeks later, 2XL, fairly loose. Trousers are 40 inches in the waist. I've lost 30 kilograms in all. Cheers.
Since discovering juicing, I've managed to lose 6.5 stone and overcome my epilepsy, asthma, IBS and eczema.
I started juicing a year and a half ago, and I found it to be amazing. I've got chronic anemia, which is called thalassemia minor, and I'm also an athlete. The juice has helped tremendously into giving me the energy that I was lacking.
Hi, I'm Andrew Rushton, and I've been super juiced. I've lost 28 pounds. Every morning I get up and I'm just really excited about my juices. It's like